Hi guys, welcome to Syft Skilled Youth for Tomorrow. So, the earth, sun, moon, time, and most of all, coins, all good things are circular. And so, just like that, a pie chart is also circular. Let's start learning pie chart. So, what is a pie chart? Pie chart, a type of graph in which a circle is divided into different sectors that each represent a proportion of the whole circle. So, a pie chart or a circle chart is a circular statistical graphic which is divided into slices to illustrate numerical proportion. Here in this example, the given pie chart exhibits the distribution of the overseas tourist traffic from India. The two different charts shows the tourist distribution by country and the age profiles of the tourists respectively. So here this pie chart is showing the tourist distribution by country and the second one is showing the age profiles of the tourists who are going overseas from India. Let's take this question which is asking what percentage of Indian tourists went to either USA or UK? If we will refer this pie chart, we can easily calculate that the percentage of Indian tourists went to USA is 40% and the tourists who went to UK is 10%. So from the first chart, the answer will be 40 plus 10 is equal to 50%. This question says the ratio of the number of Indian tourists that went to USA to the number of Indian tourists who were below 30 years of age is. From this pie chart, we can easily see that the tourists that went to USA is 40%, and from this pie chart we can see that the number of Indian tourists who were below 30 years of age is 15%. So here the ratio will be 40 is to 15, which will come to 8 is to 3. Let's take this example which says if amongst other countries Switzerland accounted for 25% of the Indian tourist traffic and it is known from official Swiss records that a total of 25 lakh Indian tourists had gone to Switzerland during the year, then find the number of 30 to 39-year-old Indian tourists who went abroad in that particular year. If we'll study the first pie chart, it is clear that the tourist traffic from other countries to Swiss is 20% here, and it is given in the question that Switzerland accounted for 25% of the Indian tourist traffic. So among this 20%, 25% of tourist traffic is from India. So 25% of 20% will be 5% that corresponds to the Indian traffic in Switzerland. Here this 5% corresponds to Switzerland's 25 lakh, which is given in the question that a total of 25 lakh Indian tourists had gone to Switzerland during the year. So 5% corresponds to Switzerland's 25 lakh. But the question is asking that we need to find the number of 30 to 39-year-old Indian tourists who went abroad in that year here. So the percentage of 30 to 39-year-old Indian tourists who went abroad in that year is 15%. So when 5% corresponds to Switzerland's 25 lakh, so then 15% will correspond to 75 lakh. We can calculate here. So the answer will be 75 lakhs. Let's study this pie chart. The following pie chart shows the percentage distribution of the expenditure incurred in publishing a particular book. Study the pie chart and answer the question based on it. So question number 1 says, if for a certain quantity of books, the publisher has to pay rupees 30,600 as printing cost and the printing cost is 20% of the total cost, then what will be amount of royalty to be paid for these books? And the royalty is 15%. Here we'll assume that let the royalty to be paid is X, then 20 is to 15. 20 is the ratio of printing cost and 15 is royalty, where the printing cost is given rupees 30,600 and the royalty we have assumed X. So 30,600 600 is to x. If we'll simplify the equation, it will come to 22,950 rupees. So the royalty will be 22,950. Question number 2 asks, what is the central angle of the sector corresponding to the expenditure incurred in royalty? So here royalty is 15% and we know that the angle of a circle is 360 degree. So by default, the angle of royalty will be 15% of 360 degree, which will come to 54 degree. Here the question says that the price of the book is marked 20% above the cost price. If the market price of the book is rupees 180, then what is the cost of the paper used in a single copy of the book? Let's go through the answer. So market price of the book, it is given that it is 20% above the cost price. So it will be 120% of cost price. Also, cost of paper is 25% of cost price, which is given here in this pie chart, that paper cost is 25% of total cost price. So here, let the cost of paper for a single book be rupees n. Then 120 is to 25. 120 here is the market price of the book and 25 here is the paper cost of the book. So 120 is to 25 is equal to 180 is to n. So the value of n will be 180 into 25 divided by 120, which will come to 37.50, which will be the cost of paper used in a single copy of the book. Here the question says, if 5,500 copies are published and the transportation cost on them amounts to rupees 82,500, then what should be the selling price of the book so that the publisher can earn a profit of 25%? So as the question is saying that to earn a profit of 25%, so for the publisher to earn a profit of 25%, selling price will be 125% of the cost price. Also transportation cost is 10% of cost price, which is given here, that the transportation cost is 10% of the total cost price. Let the selling price of 5,500 books be rupees X. Then 10 is to 125. 10 here is the transportation cost and 125 is the selling price of the 5,500 books. So here 10% we already know that it is 82,500. That the transportation cost in rupees is 82,500. So 10 is to 125 equals to 82,500 equals to X. Here we need to find the value of x, which will come to 82,500 into 125 divided by 10, which will come to the value 10,31,250. So to calculate the selling price of one book, we need to divide this amount by 5,500 book, and by that the unit price of a single book will come, which will be 187 rupees 50 paise. So guys, thanks in millions for watching us. Please do write us if you want our assistance in any particular topic. Till then, enjoy learning.